What if I told you that deep beneath the endless sands of the Sahara lies a geometric grid so perfect, so massive, that satellite images can still detect it after thousands of years? Not natural rock formations, not random dunes. A deliberate mathematical pattern stretching for hundreds of kilometers. And the people who tried to dig it up never came back the same. It started with satellite data in the early 2000s. Researchers noticed strange linear patterns under the sand in remote parts of the Sahara. At first, they thought it was ancient riverbeds or wind-carved ridges. But the lines were too straight, too evenly spaced, too deliberate. When the data was enhanced, a clear grid appeared, intersecting lines forming massive squares and rectangles buried under layers of sand. A small team of geologists and archaeologists finally reached one of the most distinct sections in 2017. They used ground-penetrating radar. What they found stopped them cold. Beneath the sand was not stone. It was a network of perfectly cut channels and platforms made from a material that didn't match any known local rock. Some of the channels still contained residual energy readings, faint electromagnetic pulses that had no natural explanation. On the third night of the dig, the team's equipment began failing. Compasses spun. Radios filled with static. One researcher reported hearing a low rhythmic thumping coming from beneath the sand, like a distant machine still running. The next morning, 2 members of the team were found standing motionless at the edge of the excavation site, staring into the desert. They couldn't explain what they had seen. They only repeated the same phrase, "It's still active." When the team tried to dig further, they uncovered symbols carved into the walls of the channels. Not hieroglyphs. Not any known ancient language. Geometric patterns that seemed to shift when viewed from different angles. One researcher who spent too long studying the symbols later suffered severe nightmares and temporary blindness. In his final report before leaving the project, he wrote, "The grid is not a ruin, it is a machine, and we just woke it up." The expedition was shut down within weeks. All data was classified. The site was sealed. The official explanation was unstable ground conditions. But satellite images taken years later still show the same grid. And every few years, new expeditions quietly attempt to return. Most of them cancel at the last minute. The ones that don't rarely publish their findings. Some researchers now believe the Sahara Grid is part of a much larger system, an ancient network that once covered large portions of North Africa. A system designed not to mark territory, but to contain something, or to power something, or to keep something asleep. The Sahara has always been a place of lost cities and buried secrets. But this grid feels different. It doesn't feel abandoned. It feels like it's waiting. And the more we dig, the more it seems to notice. The end. Drop your thoughts below. Do you believe the Sahara is hiding an ancient technological grid? Would you dare to dig beneath those sands? Subscribe to Random Vibe Spark for more insane hidden history, wild ancient mysteries, and reality-bending stories that will blow your mind.